Thank you all for watching. The shoutcasters are ready. The battlers are ready. Throw up your region. Let's go. Shoutcasters, take it away.
I think Silph got to 100 energy and just used it all right up to hype up this finals. It's going to be a super hype finals. This is for everything on the line. Though AJ, who are you favoring? What do you think?
Man, Speedy is looking very good. I think his matchup versus Ventuski is very favorable. He has Skarmory, which has good matchups all around. And yeah, it can put in some work.
I am absolutely loving Speedy's usage of Fortress. If Speedy wins, not only does it put him on the map, but it puts Fortress on the map forever as just like a top draft pick. I'd expect to see Fortress picked in the early rounds of draft games for a while here, just of how popularized of a pick it is. I mean, it's been some great battles. Ventuski, any of these players to be the barrier to entry of this prestigious title, any of these players would be someone to be just laser focused for these battles. So I'm super excited. No matter who wins here, the event itself, seeing the chat, super hyped up. I see a lot of familiar nicknames here, and who better to cast it with than you two? So I'm just excited to see the battles, you guys.
So I've heard a rumor that a little while ago, Speedius had no beard, and he said he would not shave until he loses. And now his beard is absolutely massive because he's absolutely been on an undefeated tear for I don't even know how long, right? So we're gonna see whether or not Speedius is gonna maintain his beard or if it's gonna keep growing. All right, let's move on to this finals. We're gonna move on to game number 1. Let's go ahead and see what they're gonna lead and how they're gonna play this match.
Maybe the Fortress starts building up a beard too. Maybe that's going to be the play. Exactly. From here on out in person tournaments, and the Skarmory into the Hypno. Of course, this is a good matchup for Hypno, but not to sleep on the Skarmory, though. As Though mentioned earlier, that 2-shield matchup for Skarmory is quite nice. Fire Punch does put in quite a bit of work onto that Skarmory, going straight for the Sky Attack, not even bluffing the Brave Bird here. Neither enough to fully KO the Hypno. Quite a lot of damage coming onto the Hypno, and it doesn't shield, switching over to, with energy, to the Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff, again, we saw this match before. Wigglytuff just going to charm this down and maybe force to either switch or just be a meat shield here at this point. So, what do you think?
Yeah, Wigglytuff can easily tank all these fire punches.
Oh,
that
was huge.
Wow, that's big.
That is very bad.
Ventuski has to bring in the Ventine here.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a lot of damage.
So Machamp, though, is still going to be doing neutral damage onto this Wigglytuff. It just does so much damage, the Charm, and it's well without a farm down range. Ice Beam only going to be doing neutral damage onto Mantine, and they do end up shielding here. Charm aggregate damage is quite a lot. Bubble Beam coming out. Oh, Ice Beam coming out will be definitely enough to KO the Wiggs. Oh, man.
Likely bringing out Skarmory. Maybe he's going to predict the Machamp.
Is he going to predict the Machamp in the back?
Wow.
Oh, he is predicting the Machamp. Wow. Speedius is an absolute monster.
Speedius Chief going with their Obscune. Very hard countered by the Machamp.
Wow. That is an insane read.
And they're ready to switch out instantly from the Machamp to the Skarmory. Okay, from the Obscune to the Skarmory. Skarmory, of course, taking neutral damage from these cross chops and counters. Certainly shielding that cross chop just because it adds up. Don't want to get countered down. And the Obscune just gets countered so hard by Machamp. This is like the bulkier version of Machamp, but even then, it's not going to be able to tank a Sky Attack. Can shield again here. Certainly, just to not get countered down. Is there any winning?
And farm down?
Maybe.
It's going to be close.
Is it possible to farm down? I don't think so. I think you have to expend energy.
No, he's going to farm down and double.
So much
fully
energy.
Farms down.
Wow. Speedius.
Calling them a champ in the back. That's
amazing.
amazing.
Wow.
Speedy is Chief going for a Sky Attack back-to-back here, which will be enough to KO the Mantine. Shields down. And wow, what a read there with that Obstagoon there, knowing that Machamp was there in the back.
Yeah, amazing. That won him the match for sure. Had he gone in with the Skarmory there, he would have been in trouble.
Wow, that's a crazy call. That is, you switch in a Pokemon, you have a Pokemon that clearly beats Mantine with Skarmory, and then you go into Obstagoon that's throwing resisted counters because you make the absolutely huge read in the back. Wow.
We're going to see the second battle here. Speedy's Chief with the amazing read, amazing plays from both players, but this is not over yet. If Ventuski pulls out 2 wins here, it'll still be a possibility that we go to 3 games. I'm desperate to see these battles. I know Chad is desperate to see these battles. Let's go.
Go to game number 2. Wow. So this could seal the deal, or Ventuski could bounce back and force a game number 3.
All right, Speediest Chief with their Wigglytuff into
Oh
Munchlax.
My goodness, that is
reads.
Oh man,
the reads here.
That is not good.
Absolutely nothing to this Wigglytuff. Forced to switch out here to the Hypno, and Wigglytuff gets a couple charms in before throwing their Obstagoon.
This is over.
Yeah, this is so rough, but let's not call it yet. Ventuski, if there's any player that can pull this out, it's going to be Ventuski. They know they don't have a Focus Blast to fully threaten the Obstagoon, so they go straight for the Fire Punches here. Nightslash going to be doing super effective damage onto the Hypno, not expending shields here. Hypno, of course, not doing a whole lot with those confusions. Might just be countered down before another Fire Punch comes out, right?
Oh, barely gets it. No. Very nice. Does head up. Does put him in farming range for the next Pokemon, maybe.
For Mantine, he's going to reveal his 3rd Pokemon, and then it's over.
Yeah, okay, so this Obstagoon up against
There's no way you can come Munchlax, is there? No, there's no way.
Yeah, okay, so out comes the Mantine. That Munchlax, though, is just dead weight against this team. Not doing a whole lot against Obstagoon, not doing a whole lot against Wigglytuff. Nightslash doing neutral damage on the Mantine, just chipping away. Maybe we get an attack boost on the finals of the World Championships for Silph. Nightslash doing neutral damage onto the Mantine. Mantine going for those bubble damage there. Is it going to be able to farm down before another Nightslash? Yes, it does farm down. 2 shields still at play. That
maybe that's
Wigglytuff
not quite over yet, but this would be the comeback of the century if Ventuski is going to be able to pull it off.
If they're able to pull this off, an Ice Beam neutral damage onto the Skarmory. I think Speedy is correctly identifying. He has such a dominating matchup with Wigglytuff against Munchlax there in the back. 2 shields still at play. The Charmer
this is the only thing that can beat Speedius. Lag.
Yeah, lag.
This is the only thing that could beat Speedius.
They're keeping us at the edge of our seats. Niantic very clearly identifying this is a critical match. Let's go. Look at them Look at them both just furiously tapping onto the screen. It looks like the lag affected both equally, so we will not be seeing a rematch here. Ice Beam again going through onto the Skarmory for neutral damage.
We aren't even going to see any shields in play.
There's three things that are certain according to someone in chat. It's death, Taxus, and lag. The Skarmory going for the Sky Attack onto the Munchlax, which is forced to shield here.
Oh man, this
is so rough. We're gonna see just a slow death from that Wigglytuff going for those charms. What?
Wigglytuff's about to have some munch meat. Right? Let's go to town. Wow.
My goodness. This Munchlax trying to lick down. Do what you can, Munchlax. I know you have that goofy little smile there, but you're just going to get absolutely wrecked by these charms. Charm doing neutral damage. Lick doing absolutely nothing here. Wigglytuff fully farming down. Maybe it's going for the Ice Beam here just to show face. The Munchlax here.
Body slams are adding up, though. These body slams are adding up.
Yeah, they certainly are. Munchlax does charge up energy a little bit faster. Wigglytuff gonna be forced to expend the last shield of the game. Last shield from the finals. Are we gonna see a shield here? We do.
The switch clock is gonna come up.
The Wigglytuff still here. Is it going to be able to charm down the Mantine? It does. Charms down the Mantine. Charms down the Munchlax. absolutely dominating matchup
Wow.
from Speedy's Chief. Our first or inaugural world champion, you guys.
Speedy
That was an
is
amazing set of battles.
Wow.
Wow.
Calling everything. I think that beard gives him psychic powers or something.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
That was
That- Wigglytuff, man, is such a good pick in draft. You always downplay Charmers in like a blind format, or in like a freestyle format, but in draft you start getting rid of those high tier charm counters, and then it becomes a lot more rock paper scissors. And the fact that he was able to read that Munchlax lead and have the Obstagoon, it basically had no play. Nothing had. Munchlax had no play against Wigglytuff other than body slam spam.
wow. That was I'm kind of having like, flashbacks to the North American draft tournament, and I'm just in shock. Like Speedius just absolutely ran through the competition.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it wasn't even that close. Like he just absolutely dominated. That's like one of the most impressive performances this might be the most impressive performance I've seen to date. Just dominating elite
For
competition.
finals too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sweeping in this setting, I mean, just hats off. You got to tip your hat to that. Whether or not you were rooting for Speedy, I think Chad has heard enough of us blathering on about these matchups. We're desperate to hear from the champ. And I think whoever hasn't heard Speedy yet is going to be in for a pleasant surprise, because
I think that's
like
the only thing better than his battling skills is his post interview.
Yeah.
Which is wow, I'm in shock. I'm in just like,
Yeah.
wow.
What a run.
There's no word.
What
There's
a
no
run.
words. There's no words that can accurately describe how beautiful Speediest Chief played there, and just the reads, the team composition, the draft. Wow, just absolute
Perfect.
domination.
So much hype, so much love for the champ. Speedy,
Hey AJ, good to see you.
good to see you too. You must be over the moon. We didn't mention this too much during the stream. Most people that were paying attention might have found it obvious. How long ago did this battle that we just saw happen? How long has it been that you had to keep on to this?
I said hi to you, AJ, but hi King and hi Tho, hi Sosa and PB Poke. You guys did such an incredible job. I've been watching the entire stream, and it's just been a fantastic production. I mean, you guys really, really killed it. I'm so proud to even be a part of this. Again, the stream team as well, Nightwing and Katie, you guys are awesome. So these battles actually started at 8 a.m. Eastern. I woke up at 6:30. I got a coffee and came home, did these fights, and then we wrapped up probably around 11. I do have my brother in the shot here as well. Sorry about that.
You can have whoever Speediest at this point in time. You can do whatever you want, right? Like, obviously,
Sure.
with it. Wow, that just that was, I would say, the most dominating performance that I've ever seen, and this is against the 3 other continental champions. Like, just a league of your own. Like, that was an incredible performance.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. Obviously, I could never predict any of this. This was just a total surprise. Going up against these guys, these players are number 1 in their country. They're incredible players. I told every one of them before the match, like, I'm honored just to battle with you, and whatever happens, happens. Because, yeah, the competition was insane.
I know you don't do that as mind games, but do you ever think that you being so humble is a mind game in and of itself? You know, sometimes when an opponent is super nice to me, I'm thinking, like, are they gonna, I don't know, like, do you think that plays an effect?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I always just try to, and this is just the whole mantra of the Silph Arena, like, you have to be kind. My first tournament was Kingdom Cup last year, and I was talking with some locals, and just the whole vibe of the tournament. As soon as I walked in, everybody was so welcoming. Everybody was so kind and graceful in win or loss. And I just tried to carry that into all these remotes that we've been having. So, yeah, I definitely try to be as humble as possible, and I'm sure some people might be suspicious of it, but I just respect everybody I play, because anybody can beat anybody. It doesn't matter about your rank.
Walk us through your preparation for this competition, like either your draft prep or your post-draft prep before the competition.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So obviously tons and tons of scrims. Silph did a really nice bio on me as well. And they basically said that I was looking for the best players in North America to help me prepare. And our community is so supportive. I knew that I had their help if I asked for it. So I definitely had a war room, Speedy Secret Fortress is what I called it.
Oh.
And,
Wow.
And I pulled in everybody that I knew was just an elite battler and would help me win. So we did scrims constantly. We tested different team comps. I mean, just my friends were so gracious, allowing me to run the same line against them over and over and over to try to find the win conditions. And it just helped so much. I've got some incredible scrim partners, and I call them coaches. I don't know if they officially think they're my coach, but yeah, I've got coaches as well. And it's all part of the community.
Okay.
The chat is begging to know. Okay, so in Continentals, your Fortress put in some serious work and you best buddied it, right? Now it's put in some serious work for Worlds. I think I know you know where I'm going with this. Fortress tattoo. When is this?
What do we need to do to make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, well, it has to be a face tat, right? Because that's the best buddy ribbon.
On the forehead? Tris?
Right above the eyebrow, right?
I think we'll take any tattoo. I think we'll take any tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
A
Fortress.
face tattoo is kind of the message of, I don't need to be a part of the workforce. I just need to play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is just incredible. Fortress pulled through for me in several different matchups. And it's funny because I was torn between Frostlass and Fortress as my final pick. And I just needed that extra bulk. And when Zapdos and the final pick were chosen, forgive me for forgetting, I've been up for several hours, were chosen, I was just so over the moon that nobody picked Fire. Because Fire was the one thing I didn't want to see. And it just meant Fortress could roam free in that environment.
I think people forget how good of a Pokemon it is, and that mirror shot bait and its bulk is, you just played it absolutely beautifully.
Yeah. Silph Arena Español coming in with the raid. Bienvenidos a todos. Espero que hayan disfrutado muchísimo el Twitch en la versión española. Aquí estamos entrevistando a Speedy's Chief. So, Fort tattoos out of the way. What is your advice, your message to trainers, Speedy? People that have played GBL and they'd like to get involved with Silph Arena tournaments in the next season?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I always saw GBL as kind of like this enormous funnel to kind of not force players, but kind of encourage players to come to the Silph Arena, because the Silph Arena is just a more refined competitive environment with the Show 6 Pick 3. I think it gives you a lot of insight into how team building works in Pokemon and how to kind of build your strategy around what you see. In GBL, it can be so infuriating. I know everybody rages at it when the one Pokemon you don't want to see shows up, but at least in the Silph Arena, you can kind of plan around it. So if you love GBL, if you've enjoyed it and you're looking to take that next competitive step, there's nothing better than the Silph Arena. I've been a part of it since Kingdom Cup last year, and the staff, the community, everything has been wonderful. So if you're thinking about taking the jump, you should definitely do that. I highly recommend.
So talking about GBL, will you be running Fortress next season?
I actually I turned Butters onto Fortress. 2-0 Butters actually was running it after he saw me run it in Continentals, and he has a Shadow one, and that's really, really cool. I think Shadow Fortress has some play, but there's a lot of other fun picks there as well. I'm a big fan of Mason and Arrow using Alolan Raichu in Ultra League, and it just Obstagoon is great in Ultra League. I mean, I really love my team, and there are certain ways to make it work, and I did my best to make every Pokemon shine.
Yeah, today Obstagoon Raichu just put in massive work for you. Really good.
Absolutely.
Wow. So just walk us through the game. So like, how did you decide the leads in game 1 and game number 2? Like, what you had already played a set with Ventuski previously. Did that take into consideration what you were going to do? Did you anticipate, like in game number 2, that he was going to lead Munchlax, or were you anticipating a different lead from Ventuski?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. First of all, shout out to Ventuski. He's just an incredible player. When I spoke with him today, it was for the first time, and just the nicest guy. I really appreciated his kindness. Those matches were really tough. but I felt like I had a good play with the Wigglytuff safe swap. And as long as I could pinpoint the fighter in the back, I could bring Obstagoon comfortably as well. Because his 2 safe swap options didn't really have a lot of play against Obstagoon. So I envisioned bringing Skarmory, because that one time, as you guys saw in Game 3, I tried to bring Fortress against the Mantine lead, and that did not work out very well. So I had to kind of pivot, and the Mantine with Bubble was also a little bit unexpected for me. I was expecting Wing Attack, because his team looked a little weak to fighters, but again, these players just next level with their picks on the movesets. Originally I had a Skarmory, Wigglytuff, and Fortress sandwich, double steals with the Charmer. And because he didn't have any steel types on his team, Charm was a very nice safe swap for me. I just needed to kind of put Wiggly in the game and shield it, and I could flip any matchup I needed to.
Mm-hmm. The people are dying to know, Chief, and I get all the goofy questions. That's fine. Does your beard, in fact, give psychic powers to determine leads?
Yeah,
be honest.
I assume you guys are talking about Mephis with the Raichu to the Zapdos. I had led Obstagoon twice, and he kind of had to call my nerve there. Like, am I going to have the nerve to run it a third time, or am I going to try to switch it up? And I think Swampert was the obvious pick. So I just needed to kind of flip the table there, and luckily it worked. As you guys saw, my team didn't have many safe swaps. So I really, part of my preparation and what I really focused on was every single time I played somebody, I tried to note what they led against me, what they swapped, and what they had in the back. So if I can get a large enough sample size, I can try to predict my opponents when the tournament actually happens.
So how are you going to celebrate the first inaugural Silph Arena World Championship?
I mean, that's a good question. Like you guys saw, my brother and his girlfriend are here, and my girlfriend is here as well. And I mean, we might, do dinner or something. We might go to the park and kind of walk around. But with COVID going on, it's still a pretty tough situation. But I'm happy just to have my family here and some supporters. And my phone is exploding right now. I just feel all the love, and it's been a really long journey. But guys, this season has given me memories I'll never forget, and I have you to thank.
Well, like King said, it is a pleasure watching your battles, but it's even more of a pleasure interviewing you after. I know I had the wonderful privilege of interviewing you in a more long form. I encourage any content creator out there to absolutely interview you, because it is a true treat. This is going to be at least my last casting gig in a while, just because I have that newborn just around the corner. And thank you, but just an absolute treat seeing the chat blow up, being able to cast with you again, King, being able to cast with you, Tho. Of course, great battlers and phenomenal casting team.
Yeah, and thank you to the entire production team, entire Silph Arena. Amazing job. Like, everyone's beyond appreciative for all the work done. And again, congratulations, Speedius. It was an honor watching your battles.